Alright guys, so third time's a charm maybe. I've tried recording this twice in the past, and the first time I recorded in 30 FPS, and then the second time my mic track didn't go through on the recording. So we're trying this for a third time. But before we start the video, I'd like to thank you guys for 10,000 subscribers. The support's been insane, and like I haven't put too many videos out lately, but you guys have still been coming in and putting those lovely comments, and I read through as much as I can. I'm starting to not be able to catch up with everybody since the notifications don't come through, but let me know if you guys want to see more training packs like this one that I'm about to do. We're going to be doing a saves pack instead by Paquito, and basically it's just a bunch of shots that are at the net, and you have to save them. But the goal here is to make sure that when we save the ball, that we save it properly, not just hit the ball as soon as possible. So you can see the pace of the ball. Want to make sure that it goes to the corner, and try to make sure that the touch, when you save it to the corner, doesn't bounce out into the middle. So for this one, there's enough time to turn around. It's not that fast of a shot. You don't want to panic and try to back up like this and do a touch like this out to the middle of the field. You have a lot of time with soft touch there. Not really a realistic ball, but important to know how much time you have and evaluate the space. So for this one, the ball's coming at you quite quickly. You have not very much time to react. It's not like a fast ball, but like the amount of time you have to react is very small. You want to make sure that you don't panic and hit it out like this in the middle, or pop it into the middle of the field. If you want to pop it like this, you have to make sure that you really stay with it, and it's kind of dangerous. Like there's not much time to react. Your car will bounce off the ball, so like a soft touch to the back corner, probably the safest. Notice how I get it out of the line of sight of the goal. So for this one, a nice high clear is fine. Anywhere around the side of the corner here, wrap it around. You can even do a pinch. This where it pops high out to the side like that. This one, it's not really a save. You've allowed a lot of time, but I do want to make a note about the positioning of your teammates on this one. Depending on what's going on, if you want to like send it to the ceiling for yourself, obviously not that fast, but like that, so you can send it to yourself. If your teammates are up the field ready for a pass, you can pass it to the left or right. Or if your teammates are adjusting from offense, well, that was an own goal and a half. If they're coming back from offense, and you're last man, try to get a touch to the corners. You don't want to get the position back to the opponents when your teammates are trying to recover. Same thing here, you can do a light soft touch into the back right corner. Try to use the momentum of the ball to your advantage. Don't try too hard to go to the other side of the net, because you'll notice that it'll fight the general pace of the ball and end up flying towards your net. And you can do a lot of stuff with this. You can wait, catch it closer to you. You can follow it up here, off the bounce. It's those little things where at high level Rocket League, if you hit the ball in a certain position, it might end up being the opponent's position instead of yours. For this one, kind of a weird position on the net. See how like it's kind of difficult to make the touch. So if the ball is on the other side of the net, make sure that you're facing the right side of the play. Or left side, I guess. It's correct side of the play would be a better word. But yeah, you have enough time here to turn around and then pop the ball. Not too much of a risk there. Doing any backward save like this is really awkward, because you notice how any change of momentum, it'll make it really difficult to adjust your car. That's why people end up at own goaling whenever they're backwards. Like look at how many times like you can turn around and then make a bad touch. But if you do this turn, such a safe play. But the save could have been saved better by turning by being positioned the right way in the first place. For this one, there's so much time. Touch the ball softly into the corner. You don't want to. You kind of want to avoid as much possession loss as possible. Like I was saying. Same thing here. If you don't jump like at the ball on the side of the net, you're gonna have the ball lift up over the net or like land in the middle of the field where someone can deal. So it's best to make sure that you pop the ball on the bottom half of the ball and also on the side of the ball so it goes to the corner. Thing here, get that nice roll on the wall. You don't want something like this. Well, definitely not that, but like this, where you hit it to the corner. I mean, hit it to the middle. Or out like that, depending on where your teammates are. If your teammate's on the right side of the field, a drop like right here, or out there, up there on the wall if he's up here, could be a good follow for your teammate. Situational as always. Same for this one. You want to make sure that you hit the... You don't want to hit that one like that. You want to make sure that it doesn't bounce off the sidewall. I would call that a bad clear because as the ball comes over here, hits this wall, it's going to bounce out to middle, and then someone anywhere in the middle of the field can capitalize on that infield pressure. You want to make sure that your touch always hits high up, either high up, sorry, or rolls on the curve. My voice is so strained from doing this twice in the past that I'm like catching myself speaking weird words and I'm like saying things in the incorrect order. For example, any soft touch there can bring the ball to the wall and can use the back end of your car. Notice how I do a little backflip there? Because I'm leaning back into the car as I hit the ball, I can catch the ball closer to my car. If instead of doing like this where I just hit it, it goes further out. Or like this. You don't land as well with the ball. The ball doesn't like lose its momentum. But for this one, probably bringing it to that back wall there is the safer bet. You don't want to be fighting the momentum of the ball like that. It just kills the ball's momentum from the save, and it'll tend to be pretty dangerous to an opponent. So if you just bring it safely to the opposite side of the net, you get some good pace on it. All depends on where your teammates are and where the opponents are though. But for this one, a little bit unrealistic of a hit. Pretty fast paced. But you can either read it really quickly like this off the ceiling, or wait because there's no pressure, and then clear it to the corner like that. A lot of people like tend to go faster than they need to, so it's all about evaluating the situation and being aware of where the opponents are and playing accordingly. Same thing here, you can bring the ball nice and tight to the wall there, bring it to the corner, bounce off the curve down. Any of those touches are fine. You just don't want to jump early. Something like this where you hit it into middle or pop it like that. Make sure that you always lead the ball with the car. Once again, using that momentum. It does a lot of work for you. You don't have to do too much. Just become a wall for the ball and it'll bounce off in the other direction. So this one, kind of awkward positioning in the net. If there's someone over there, you want to make sure that you're facing this way before the ball even sends towards you. But if you need to, you're gonna have to double jump like that. Use the pop of the double jump in the direction of the ball to save your boost. Yeah, I'll need like about 15 to 20 there. Same here. The earlier you touch the ball, the better. Because if you wait too long, well, you're gonna miss the goal. And then also if you wait too long, you're gonna hit the ball out to middle like that. You wanna make sure that you hit it on the back corner. See where that white part of the ball is? You wanna hit like the middle of that. And you have enough time to turn around. But if you hit the middle of that white spot there on the ball, you're gonna hit it to the side of the net. It's kinda how vectors work, I guess. We don't want to think about like trapping the ball from the opponents. I'm gonna end up skipping this one just because it's the same kind of save. Like you're almost positioned the exact same way. Just the same thing. You see how the double pop brings you faster to the back. And once again, another one. Those are all kind of like the same kind of saves. It's not worth really like focusing on them too much. So for this one, you can either do a nice soft touch there to hit the curve. Keep it close to the wall so it rolls around the corner, and then you can follow it with a bit more boost. I'm assuming you would have just got the corner boost. You would have 100 to deal with it. Or you can come up the wall here, hit it to the side wall, and then follow off the touch again. I don't know if you can catch this ball. Maybe you'd fall off the roof though like that, and it would be kind of awkward. So you're better just to hit it to the side like that. You want to be mindful though that if you hit the touch like this and it bounces off that corner and you can't reach the ball again, someone will probably be reading that touch. Be ready to apply more pressure. If you're last man there and you just got mid boost, there's lots of things you can do. You can catch like that and then come down on it. Or you wait for the ball to bounce off the backboard like that. Or you can come underneath, pop it high, so that you can recover and then jump off the wall and hit the ball again here. But the way you hit it, see how I landed poorly? The way you hit it depends on how your car is angled at the beginning. For this one, you want to make sure that you pop the ball to the corner, but don't hit the back 45 degree. This is a good hit. I would hit it again with another corner touch, but don't hit this corner of the wall there. It'll bounce back into mid. It's all about avoiding pressure. You have more time. Like if there's no one around, you have way more time to just wait here, then hit it to the soft corner. I missed the corner hit, but you have a lot of time to just wait and then hit it to the side. That. This one, save it like that off the backboard like that. It's pretty fast. I don't think this would ever happen in a game. But any fast touch like this is going to be really hard for an opponent to read and make a goal happen right afterwards. So you're pretty safe to hit that pretty much anywhere as long as you touch it. Not very realistic, so we'll move on. So for this one, I'm assuming you just got mid boost or corner boost. A lot of people would maybe jump like this and clear it. Depends on where your teammates are, if they're like to the left of the field like that. But if you're last man and the people are recovering and need boost, it's pretty safe to just grab this ball and catch it. If you're not feeling confident about your catching abilities, you can just hit it to the side of the goal like that. It all depends on where people are on the field. You know, how much boost everyone has on your team. But just make sure you really pay attention to what is possible and what you need to go for. If there's someone rushing this touch, maybe jumping up earlier and just hitting it to the side is a good idea. I think a lot of the times the ball isn't the focus. It's more the teammates and opponents. Once again, if you're last man, you have lots of time to like pop this down, follow it here on the touch to pop it up again. Or just hit to the corner. Make sure that the soft touch happens instead of a large hit. You don't want like a really far hitting touch because then the ball's going to lose possession off of you. If you're at Grand Champ level, probably someone will catch that before you can reach it. But just make sure it's not easy to bring into midfield. Like it might look like a mistake, all these touches where I'm like, oh, I'll touch it like softly like this, but that's an important, crucial touch to make sure that you hold on to the ball. Because I could do something like this where I'm like, oh no, I need to save it. I use like 45 boosts, 50 boosts, and then it pops up really high and someone over here on this wall to come up here and like deal with that ball, if you remember where I sent it. This one is kind of silly, just get a good pinch here. You can maybe also catch it, but it's a little dangerous. I would have caught it there and then dribbled it. Depends on where the opponents are. I'd say the safer, quicker bet to get it out of the net is a pinch like that, and it's pretty safe to get it way out of the net. with this one. You want to make sure that you get a side flip onto the back end of the ball on the side. You don't want to get on any of the front of the ball. And even like just to the side of the ball might be bad because of like the angle of your car. You want to make sure that you get behind the ball and then flip into it. You want to make sure you don't panic and hit it out like this. It's a light touch that'll end up to an opponent who could just like playing that anywhere into the net. For this one, see how like if you don't air roll this around the ball, your shot will go right into the net. You want to make sure that you get around the ball before you try to jump for it. I'd say if you don't flip, you're safer to save that. I find that whenever I flip like this, it's hard for me to get my bearings of where I'm landing. See, like I can't really save that. That's not a good save either because someone could pounce on that. So the safest bet, come to the side, air roll, get around the ball, and then save it. That's a really bad touch though. Really depends on how much boost you have too. Like, it's gonna be really hard to save if you don't have like more than 40 boost there. So if you had like a little bit of boost, maybe this kind of touch would be good. It might save you enough time for a teammate to help you out. So for this one, there's like 3 options. There's that where you pop it. There's a double pinch like that where you go to the side, or try to get it off to the side hit instead of outwards. But it's gonna be a pretty quick hit. Maybe someone is in your net that could deal with that ball, but if you're last man, you have to kind of choose one of those 3 options. And for this one, I think it's an idea of not throwing away the ball, making sure this touch is soft. Catch it. A lot of people might try to turn this and then might miss the ball, might hit it loose like that. When the ball's moving that fast towards you, you're not going to get a good touch. It's going to be really weak. See how much power you're fighting? You can do a lot of stuff, like depending on where your teammates are. If their teammate is like over here recovering, you maybe pass it and you can continue up the field. But if you really want to make sure you're safe, just do a light touch like that and you can catch the ball and bring it around yourself. So for this one, you're gonna make sure that you get supersonic on the flip, and as you land, catch the ball. If you don't land before you catch the ball, you're gonna hit the ball as you're landing. So it's a good idea to space out your flip before you go near the ball, because then you're gonna do something like this. Realize that the ball isn't the target, it's the save, and the save is from a different position. You want to get to that position that's more advantageous for you. Like that, I'd pop it out like that. It's all about avoiding looking at just the ball. You want to look at everything else, like how far the goal is, how fast the ball's traveling, how much it's going to slow down. This is kind of a silly save because it wouldn't happen very often. I'm going to kind of skip that one. But the save I made here wasn't that good. It popped out in the middle of the field. So for this one, you don't want to pop it up probably high the way that you're coming at it. It's going to be a little bit harder to make it low because then you're going to hit the curve like that. But if you're trying to save that ball, then there's going to be someone probably over here watching you save it, and they're going to be like up here waiting. You want to make sure that when they're waiting there, they don't get the most advantageous hit. So keep it close to the side wall. Can't wrap it around. You could do something like that where you keep it low. Anything that keeps it out of harm's way, because those kind of saves where you're rushing to the ball, you're never gonna get possession to yourself. So if you don't have a teammate to help you out, you're gonna be in trouble. But for that one, that's not really a save. I'm just gonna like skip this one. It's kind of like a volley. I mean, I guess I could talk about like if there's teammates on your left side, maybe a hit up to the wall there for them. If there's someone up that wall, like an opponent, passing it to your teammate might not be a good idea. They're covering them. So like just a soft touch like that. You can go to the right side too. But yeah, it's not really a save, so I'll skip it for now. This one, if you have enough boost and someone's gonna like pounce on you, a nice touch to the curve like that is good. Tight against the wall is fine. If someone's rushing, these are like the options, but if like you have a lot more time, you can sit here and wait and then pop it up higher. Anything to stall time. Same for this one. You might panic and be like, oh no, what do I do? Like, oh no, like I hit it. And then you lose possession. Look how slow this ball's going. If there's no one near you, you have so much time. It's all about perspective. Your teammates can probably tell you there's no one around, right? So, but if you do panic and you jump, I guess the only thing you really want to do is make sure that your touches are next to each other and tightly hit so you don't throw the ball way too far. My final touch would have sent it to the side there. But yeah, anything like this where you hit it high or to the side is probably fine if you're like low on boost. This one, you want to make sure that you get under the ball when you're popping it right before the net, so it gives a nice high loft off the backboard. Yeah, like if I go too slow, it'll pop out higher. I mean, pop out lower. Oh, your safest bet? Your next safest bet is probably like to the side like that, where you aerial your car. It's a little more mechanically, you require a little bit more mechanics to get a proper touch like that. But it really depends on what you want to do with the ball. Anyway, we'll move on. Same with this one. Make sure that you get the touch right before the wall, because look how slow it is if you hit the back end of the ball. It pops it too slow. You want to hit the back end or like the bottom of the ball, and it gets really good power out of the clear. It's scary because it's gonna go in if you don't perfect that, but it's good to practice. If you like go too late, or backflip. Backflipping too, it doesn't work. I feel like if you hit this side, look what happens. It'll drop in. Anyway, you can do stuff like this where you follow the ball too. Oops. Like that, where you follow the ball out. May have owned gold a few times there, but that's fine. Trying to like illustrate a point and I'm missing the perfect touch on the ball. So for this one, not dangerous at all if there's no one coming. Catch the ball and then bring it around the corner. If someone's going immediately, maybe jumping up and getting a pop like that is good. The last thing you want to do is drop the ball like this. Like if you drop the ball, it's bad. Your last man. Maybe if there's a teammate on the one side of the net, you can drop it to. They can follow it. Or if they're up the field a little bit and they can help you out, you can put it to the side there. We'll move on. There's lots of stuff you can do with that. If there's no pressure, the best thing is to do is wait and not waste all the boost in the air like that. For this one, if someone's rushing to the touch, you want to get a first touch and then adjust your car. Save it. Yeah, I'm like moving my car in a way that like when I touch it again, I'm gonna clear it to the side. Because you want to make sure that they don't read the aerial before you do, because that'll be a lot more trouble for your team. If you have more time, if like the clear was bad and there's no one near you, you have a lot of time to put it to the side lightly like that. Whatever you need to do to make sure the ball is safe. That's how I like pop the ball with that flip. Makes it lofted and doesn't go too far away from me. Same thing here. I'd probably touch that again off the curve. It's a little dangerous. But when you're used to the touches, not too bad. Same thing there, I readjusted my car. Make sure that when I save the ball, it goes to the side of the net. If there's no pressure, you have a lot more time to get under the ball and pop it, like we discussed on the other goals where you had to pop the back of the ball. It's all about a spacing and like communication. Same thing here, you can pop it high if you want. Jump up early and put it to the corner. Make sure it doesn't hit that 45-degree wall. This one's kind of silly too, you can catch it if you want, there's no one there. If there is someone there, you want to jump up early. Get a pop on the ball. You really want to get that lift on the ball, because there's like a difference between that and like this. See how much more time there is between hitting the floor? You can hit to the corner if you want. Okay, well, you don't miss. But yeah, there's lots of stuff you can do. Really depends on the situation. Just put scenarios in your head and see what you think about the save and what would happen next. For this one, if you're caught in a position like this, you've usually made a mistake beforehand. Cause yourself to be that close up as last man and not see a clear coming like this, but if you are in that situation, the clear one over your head, simple back up and double jump will give you a lot of pace on the back end of the ball. And there is enough time to turn around, boost into the ball, save it. That, and then I would catch it and jump to it and keep going. You get the gist. That's it. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's definitely different than the redirects packs we've been doing on the channel. So I'm hoping to get more of these kind of things in here so you guys can see what I do on the defensive side. A lot of these training packs are offense, so it's good to show the difference on how you approach things and how you watch opponents and stuff like that. Even though there's no opponents on the field, you can imagine the scenarios and work with them. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.